Welcome back to Just Woodley Blended. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tom.
And we're going to dive into this episode. No.
Yeah. This one's
We're
all
going to be like
about
Michael Phelps.
swimming.
And we're going to dive.
Are you tired of getting in trouble for using marijuana? So is Michael Phelps.
God, I remember those old school marijuana commercials. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
Oh, yes. The frying egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny, after like smoking weed and stuff, I'm like, nah, not really though.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what would be funny?
Maybe if you were frying on like acid, yeah.
What would be really funny is if you didn't remember the commercial. No.
Like what?
Yeah.
No,
they weren't very specific about what drug, right?
Well, that, and then there was a commercial, I think it was a pot commercial, where like he's on the couch and all of a sudden he gets like flat. It's like an old commercial. It's so stupid.
And wasn't there one where the kid like got pulled into the couch or something?
Something
like,
stupid.
Yeah, that was, I've never been a big, I will drink alcohol, that kind of thing, but I've never been big into any kind of drugs. They're just not really,
For sure.
for me. But I did find it interesting that Dare always acted like marijuana was
The gateway
as
drug.
bad as everything else. And I'm like, I wondered over time if, kids are probably going to try marijuana at some point. And if you tell them that it's as bad as like heroin or meth or something, and then they try it and it's like, that wasn't, does that put the mindset in that
Never try heroin?
Well,
no, because they used to do the whole thing was about marijuana as a gateway drug, right? Like that's
which it can be in the right circumstance.
I think
but
what could lead it to that is them saying it's so bad, and then you finding out it's not so bad.
That's what I'm wondering. And then
now
kids
it's a gateway
assume,
drug.
well, if they lied about this, then. But I also think, like, if you're a kid that's going to parties, you're young, you're 13, 14, allowed to go to parties.
Your parents are shitty.
Where kids are smoking marijuana out here, and then kids are going to the garage and doing something else. I do think the more that kids get trained to normalize certain behaviors, it starts with drinking, that becomes a safe.
Yeah.
Like in your mindset, that's safe. And then you see people smoking marijuana, and then there's kids shooting up in the garage, and you go and you get comfortable in the scene, and then that can be a gateway, the behavior piece of it. But marijuana in and of itself.
Yeah.
If all kids are, and I'm not condoning kids being on marijuana, but we're jumping in real hot today.
Well, no.
But if if you're just,
but that some of these parties that you hear about or you see on TV and stuff, it trips me out. Obviously, I was never into parties when I was going into high school.
I
went to one party in high school. There was a girl I was like kind of talking to, and I remember I went to the party. My mom actually dropped me off, and then she's like, "Yeah, just." I don't know how I had to call her to let her know either, because it's not like I had a cell phone.
Right?
Man.
Can I use your landline?
Right?
Yeah.
Smoke signals. But like I'm sitting on the couch, and I think some people are having a drink here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just sitting here and I'm watching these, these high schoolers. I'm probably a sophomore, maybe freshman. I'm youngish, and then they're like smoking cigarettes, nothing bad. And I'm just like looking around. I'm like, oh, this is fucking retarded.
You guys are losing.
This is so stupid right now. Like that's literally what I thought. Like this is one guy's acting, fake drunk. I'm feeling like now when I look back at it. Like, like throwing himself, and like, I'm just like,
it's placebo beer.
Yeah, I ended up, I think, getting a hold of my mom.
You're like,
somehow, and I'm like, can you come get me? Because I'm sitting there thinking, this is not my scene.
This is not cool,
and it's still not my scene. Like, I like going, like having parties at the house, but even those parties aren't. I'm that guy probably throwing myself.
Jesse's acting drunk again.
Here you go.
No, but I'm with you. I never went to parties or anything. I mean, I was
because I always just go off of movies because that's what I know. Right?
Sure.
So when you see them, they're always just these lavish, crazy parties.
We grew up in the era where that was like, I don't know, are they still doing that in kid shows, like teenager shows, like so the big like rich kid house, and everybody's there, and the pool's there.
So Alicia is watching this show right now called Secret Life of Cheerleaders or something. It's like a movie or show. I don't know. She just started this morning.
Yeah.
And as I'm watching it, waiting for the coffee and stuff, I'm like, I'm already calling stuff out because it's so typical. You know, your typical teeny bopper movie. It's stupid. It's made by Lifetime, so
No.
take it. The very first scene, they drag this girl into the middle of the football field at night, and they're wearing these three people. I don't know if it's girl or guys. I think it's the girls. They're wearing like kitty cat masks or some kind of like mask, right? They're like cats.
Okay.
And they're like, take your clothes off. And I'm like, oh my God. And they're like, drink this. And it's like a big old thing of vodka. And she starts drinking it or whatever. And they're like, and then somehow the safety patrol comes and like,
Paw Patrol comes.
yeah, the campus security comes.
Okay,
and those three run off
on a high school.
Yeah,
there is not nighttime security at a high school.
That's what I'm saying, and I know it's nighttime security because they're in their stupid golf cart like any other campus.
So this is a private rich school.
I'm guessing
in
so.
Los Angeles,
but I could already see it. I bet you there's a scene in there where they go to a party.
No, of course.
And it's a lavish party. Yeah. And they got DJs and they're like, DJ Khaled's coming over. You know, it's probably something stupid like that. It's always so dumb.
It's a few years ago. They're like, P. Diddy's on his way. He's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ Khaled probably is smart enough to stay away from a high school party.
So even in the Spider-Man's movie, there's a scene where Spider-Man and his buddy get invited to a party.
Yes.
Because he knows Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
And the party itself is very much lavish.
Everyone's super drunk. What high school kids have access to that kind of alcohol without an adult getting arrested?
All the adults are shitty adults.
They all, well, I mean, they're rich parents. They all are alcoholics who leave the alcohol out and then they leave. I can't remember if they're the ones that drank it or if the kids had a big party.
The best movie I think that's like drinky teenage movies is Superbad. With
that was good. That was very good.
Was fucking great.
Well, because I think many people have that experience where you're not necessarily the coolest kid and you're maybe on the outskirts of that in group.
But some of those parties I could see being like
like more realistic parties where it's not the coolest thing. You're just trying to scrounge up enough to pretend like you're you know. Yeah, I don't know. I remember before high school ended, I had a girlfriend that went to a different school. So like we just hung out together pretty much. Like we had a little group of friends that we'd kind of hang out with, but that was about it. And at the very end, it's like everybody wanted everybody to get together for this huge party. So they kept like hounding me to go to this party thing that was like outside somewhere, going to be at some park or so. I don't even know what it was going to be. And it's like, part of me does kind of wish I would have gone just to like see it or experience it. Because like obviously the girlfriend I had, we are not together anymore. So it's like
what? It
would have been shocking. It would have been interesting to have that memory of like, that experience. But I just wasn't. I mean, like you said, I'm still not really into that. Going to a bar at this age.
So Alicia was just talking about like we work out with her friend Kylea. And then I guess they were going to go. I don't know if they were going to go out to drink yesterday or they had spoke about this like during the week, or if it was like me and her, like a group thing, or they were going to come here. I don't know. But it just got me thinking too, like, I'm not really in the bar. Like, I'd rather just drink at home alone.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
Sad.
Yeah. I like drinking alone.
Dude, literally. So the other day, this is probably the most. So I had a White Claw. It was Friday night.
I'll keep the jokes to myself. All right.
Yeah. So
all right.
I didn't have like any like whiskey or anything, but all I did was, play my video game and drink a White Claw. Bruh, I was in heaven. Yeah. Usually, if it's in that case, usually I'll have like a glass of whiskey.
Yeah, right.
And like I've been on this, it's this Crown Royal whiskey sour mix. Okay, it's like a black cherry one.
You showed me that.
It's okay. I wish they had a different flavor than black cherry, but yeah, I'll just drink that and I'll play my video games and I'm good,
happy.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I'm cool. But when you were talking about like, getting invited to these parties or whatever, it just made me realize there probably was cool ass parties.
Yeah, probably.
We were probably losers that just never went. Yeah. But I was out of district and I was pretty much. Like, I had friends in high school, but I was still kind of a loner in the sense that...
Yeah. I was
cool with being by myself.
Yeah, I mean, shocking to everyone. I wasn't the sports guy involved in everything. But my high school was pretty cool in the sense there was nobody. I think I've talked about this before. There was nobody that was like blatantly mean about anything. There was no bullying at my high school. There was no like in and out. A lot of the kids I knew from like elementary school. I just didn't necessarily.
What school was that?
My high school.
Yeah.
Kamayakan. Yeah. And so I had a good time. I mean, kind of. I was a angsty, nervous little bitch pretty much in high school. But it's so funny to look back on it. And then to have kids that are high school age and you realize how young they still are.
Yeah.
You think of yourself in high school and you feel like you were just on the cusp of adulthood. And to some degree you were. But I mean, our kids are like 13 when they start.
That's crazy, huh?
They're babies.
She's just 15 and she's going to be a junior.
Yeah. Here. I mean, it's really pretty crazy to think about.
I know. But, do you think we were more, as in our era, it was just more the way we grew up, it felt more like we were more adult. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's the way I grew up. I felt like I was.
You probably.
So for me, in my experience, I felt like I was more mature for someone my age.
Oh, you probably were from your experience.
Like I always looked at the kids a little, like, not that I was better than them. I never looked at anybody that way, but I looked at them like, why are you acting like that? You know, like, or if I seen them act stupid, like, and I had my moments, but there'd be those times where I just see like, come on. And I would think to myself, like, I feel like I'm way more mature than them. And I feel like our kids, obviously, we give them a lot of stuff. So they don't have to, like, have the same struggles as, like, you or I did or whatever. So I just wonder if they're more being able to be kids in high school.
I think it would depend. Because, like, honestly, I did not have as much adulting that I had to do compared to you.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I was not as mature as I thought I was.
I know I wasn't either.
I lived a lot in the future. When I was young, I wanted to be an adult. I just wanted to have a job and like grow up. And
How sad, huh?
And now I look back and it's like I should have just enjoyed it. I should have not been nervous about anything. I should have not cared half as much about everything.
Yeah.
And just had a good time. I don't feel like I missed anything. But I'm just like, had I not been so in my head about it all,
that's true.
It would have been so much better. But, it is what it is. Now I'm living my dream. I'm an adult with a job and money.
It is funny, though, because, and I've told these kids that, and I mean, I think it's one of those things, you won't realize it until you're older.
You have to experience
because they're like, hey, school, it's so hard. Yeah. I don't want to be at school. I just want to work. And I'm like, you say that now,
right?
Until you're working, and then you're going to be like,
and it depends on the type of job you can get.
You know what? I'd rather be at school. There's times I'd rather be back in high school, fucking playing sports, or fucking, I don't even care if I was in the chess club, something.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Like, I remember being a student and feeling so much pressure. Like, I can't screw this up, or like. I don't know. Yeah. Like, I felt like it was all on me as the student. And now being a teacher, I'm like, it is on the teacher. Like, we are trying so hard to get everything to every kid.
Do you think it's different teaching at the high school level, though?
I think it can be.
Because I feel like as a grade school teacher, you're kind of like molding these children.
Can't speak to it because I don't have experience teaching at that grade level. I've only been a student at that grade level.
Would you ever teach high school?
I think I would. I would have to take another test to do it. Not a big deal, but I just don't like tests. As I talk about.
Well, no. My job, but the new job I started, there's training stuff here and there. And I'm sure there's going to come a time where I have to do stupid test things. And to better my career, I think there's things I probably should look into learning, like more like project management, something in that sense. But it's so god awful boring. It's like, I don't want to. Who's your stakeholders? I'm like, I'm a stakeholder when I'm having it. Like, what do you mean?
Who's a stakeholder? Outback.
What if they're vegan? Do they like being called stakeholders?
Is Denny's a steak? I mean, they have steak. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what a Denny's steak is like.
I don't know. But like with you, like tests, I don't know, tests and just going back that.
Well,
I do and I don't.
So like I could see myself doing like middle school social studies.
I could see you do that.
Because like you can be like a language arts social studies teacher. I think that would be kind of fun. That age group. I don't know. I'm so used to first graders.
Would you be a
now.
drama teacher?
No, because I'm not dramatic enough.
I feel like you could be a good drama teacher.
I don't know.
Hello, kids.
Hello. Take a stage, you little bastards.
We're gonna play Peaky Blinders.
I don't know, and I don't know that they're really. I'm not aware enough to know if there are positions that are like drama or if that's like a volunteer after school thing. I don't know.
I don't know. I look at it like a coaching because my drama teacher, like drama class was always after school, right? It was an extracurricular,
right?
Kind of like it was like a sport, really. We'd have. Our
your
practice. Yeah, rehearsal. That's the word. Practice.
Scrimmage. We would scrimmage. We'd scrimmage the play.
I just only did drama because my girlfriend at that time was the drama.
But obviously you enjoyed it. You've talked about it.
I actually did. I think the kids would have a good time. I even think Elena would enjoy the aspect of maybe not
the set design and all that.
Yeah.
That's
She would really like that.
I talked to her about
like
that.
Stagehand stuff. I think she would be actually like that. I always thought Cheeky or even Sadia, because they're just such characters. They would be really good.
And Cheeky with all her makeup stuff that she enjoys,
But they're like, no, that's nerds. That's losers only do that. That's how they always like.
Well, those losers become famous actors or not.
But like, they're weird kids. I'm like, that's fine. Like, I love being. I was a weird ass kid.
Yeah,
I'm still weird.
We're all weird. But that's the funny thing is that when you're that age, you don't want to be weird, and then all of a sudden you get to an age where it's like a benefit to be. I don't know. Not like weird, but quirky.
Quirky. I was weird. I don't know how I was weird. I was just I was different.
Like the werewolf thing.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking weird.
That's still one of my favorite stories of all time.
That's true.
That's a little kid thing. That's pretty normal.
Yeah. For those who don't know, I thought I could turn into a werewolf, and I scared kids away.
In fairness, your behavior turned into like a werewolf.
It did. As I got older, I kind of, I get angry and I scratch at the walls. And
see, kids are so like they have such a belief that like if I can transform, and then you just act like.
I think I knew I wasn't going to be a werewolf, but it was just something. Yeah. Let's see what this kid's out of something.
Yeah,
but I don't know. What was I thinking? I always wonder that.
Pretty cool.
I remember I made this kid that lived behind us eat ants once. Right? Like
a little control thing. Like
I don't know what it was. There was this hose we had. His name was James. He lived right behind us when I lived in Vegas, and I don't know what came over me or how this happened. I just remember like he would eat anything kind of thing, right? So he would so I was like, oh, suck this up. And it was like a fucking dandelion, right? Or grass. And then there was an ant. Sucks one up. And then he does another one and
so he's using this piece of hose to suck.
Yeah, like a short piece of hose. Like,
what a weirdo.
Right? And I'm making him do this though, right?
Sounds like you guys are both in on it together.
And I was kind of a bully to this kid when I think about it. Because I think later on, within that same time frame, we got in a fight and I beat him up or did something. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know. I was a bully at one point. So small. Come here. But like.
I'm just imagining JJ bullying.
Yeah, no, somebody. Seriously. It was probably like that. Hello, Jiggy. And then, but no, he eats his ant this one time and it stings him in his throat.
What kind of ant was it? Like
just a little red ant. Oh. It bites him in his throat. Or, does whatever ants do. And he fucking starts crying. And I fucking freak out and I run because I'm like, he's dead.
He's going to die.
He's dead.
I murdered him and I'm going to bail.
Yep. And I ran.
Left him there.
You're on your own.
I can't breathe. Well, sorry.
You shouldn't have sucked that ant.
I got nothing to do with this. Well,
I didn't put a gun to your head.
Yeah. Like, I told you to eat the ant? I don't think so.
I don't know. The dumb, weird things we did as kids.
Yeah.
I don't know what came over me for that one. Or what. I don't think I just went and just do this. I think there was something that led to that.
I think a lot of kids just do things.
I'll do that. All right. Do that. Oh, you're going to do that? Okay. Do that. Let's see how we can. Let's push this envelope.
Right.
Or how other people envelope.
Yeah, I don't think it's even like meant to be that. Like I said, kids just do stuff, and some kids are more that way than like Elliot is not really. I'm going to say this and it's going to sound like a negative and it's not. He's not like an innate curious kid. Like
Oh, that's not negative.
he is curious in the sense of like, he wants to know and understand things, but he just kind of figures things out as he goes. My nephew can't.
That's JJ.
Like he wants to know how things work or what happens if I do this or that.
That was me.
It's funny to see the two together because Logan, he will like experience things and it usually makes kind of a mess. There's some stuff that happens as a side effect, but he's not meaning to break anything or to like
he's just curious.
Cause a problem. He's just,
how does this work?
like, oh, that's cool. It's just, he reacts to it. It's funny to see how different kids do things different ways and figure things out different ways.
I feel like as a kid, I was that way.
I was more like Elliot. Like I didn't want to break anything. I didn't want to. And I had a friend that was very much like kind of destructive. If he had a toy, he would break it to pieces, like that kind of stuff.
I remember I took our vacuum apart because it wasn't working right. So like, I'm, I don't know, 14, 15. I'm like, let's take this bitch apart. Let's see if we can fix it. I've always been like curious in that way. I couldn't fix it.
See, that's like me. I was like a meth head. Like I would do the, because you'd like learn in school about people that take things apart for fun and fix them. My problem was the fixing it part. Like
I couldn't even put it back together.
I would have looked like a meth head's house. I would have taken things apart and there's just been like lawnmowers taken apart everywhere. Yeah, I'm not super Mr. Fix It. But in fairness to us, a lot of things are not designed to easily come apart and come back together.
And that's what bugs me is because there be things I'm like, there's a way this thing got put together. Right?
Yes.
So I was trying to take apart our steamer. Mm-hmm. I'm still pretty much this way where I got to figure out why isn't this working?
Yeah.
It's not, steam's not coming out right. There's got to be maybe it's clogged
or something. Yeah.
I start taking the steamer apart and I realize I'm like, there's parts I can't take apart without I feel like I'm going to break the fuck out of this thing. And I'm like, older me or younger me, I should say, I would have probably just broke it anyway.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, I was like, I don't want to deal with that. So I just put it back together.
Throw it away.
It still works, but it just doesn't steam like it used to, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it's probably just hard water. We got a lot of hard water around here.
Have you heard about those? I don't know what they're calling, but they're like a fix-it cafe. They'll throw these events, and it's like people that are kind of experts in fixing things. They bring all these parts, and it's like a free event.
Oh, that's cool.
They did it in Moscow, Idaho, which is like the closest that I've ever heard.
Pretty racist. But I ain't going there. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if it is.
Probably one of the most liberal areas of Idaho. The University of Idaho, I think, is there.
What's that? What was that cop that was hella racist that was from Idaho from like the O.J. Simpson thing? Richard Furman? Mark Furman?
Furman, yeah.
Wasn't he from Idaho? And he was like,
probably.
He was like some neo-Nazi type thing or something like.
I don't know. I know that he said the N-word at one point.
I don't know. I just always associate Idaho like that. I know it's
a lot of Idaho. Well, it was at least. I don't.
I thought there was a lot of KKK like
there was
type people at
actually
Idaho.
in right outside of Coeur d'Alene, Hayden, Idaho. Yeah, they had a compound that was taken by the federal government. And
good. But anyway, so they have a Fix-It Cafe in Moscow.
So anyway, back to the other conversation. Yeah, and you can bring in like say the keyboard doesn't work. You can bring it in. And they have all these parts, and they'll help you take it apart. Yeah. Because their whole thing is like, we are such a throwaway culture.
We are.
And we've got all this waste everywhere that we just throw in these landfills. And it's bad for, our earth. It's bad for our wallet. It's bad for just us.
Yeah.
To live in this place where nothing has any purpose or meaning. We just throw it away.
Well, I think America's more the wasteful country.
We are very wasteful. Yeah, very wasteful. And it does bother me. This is one of my things is... They intentionally design things to break so you buy a new one.
Like phones and shit, yeah.
So I understand we buy $13, again, like a keyboard. You buy one, a knockoff brand for $13. It's not going to last forever.
No.
But we could buy one if we were given the option for $100 that you could take apart and repair if it ever needed it.
Yeah, which they do make.
And so it really is our model of economics. But you think about it. What if you buy one thing that's great that you never need to buy again,
where's the money making?
So they look at it like, if I make it impossible, like it's like cars now. An old Chevelle from the 60s.
Yeah.
There was more room than you could even know what
I have a Chevelle in my parking lot right now.
And how much room is there in the engine
so much.
block? You can get to everything. It's fairly
It's
simple.
Crazy how much room that's actually in that. Because we have a 72 Chevelle. And it's a 4-door. But there's so much room in there.
Yeah. And you can get to everything. There's like the parts you could name easily, 6. Right? You open up an engine now.
Oh, yeah.
Half of them are turned sideways. Everything is like computerized, and like it is designed for you to not be able to fix. They put things in front of other things, so you have to essentially take apart entire pieces just to get to like a light bulb.
Dude.
It's designed purposefully to make you take it into a shop.
That's how Alicia's, she had a Traverse, a Chevy Traverse, and I was just trying to change the headlights. And so before I would look in there and I'm like, how do I get to the fucking light? So YouTube University helps a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to you have to turn your wheel, depending on which light you go on, we'll say, turn it to the left. And then there's that protective thing over the wheel, that plastic piece.
Yep. You had to
take
pop
that out,
off.
Put your hand in there like you're going to inseminate a cow, right? And then you pop out. Make sure you grab the right.
Yeah.
Because now you're blindly grabbing.
And they feel the same. It's weird. Yeah. Because my truck is that way. You think you've got the right light bulb and it's the wrong one.
Dude, I had to buy that car like lunch afterwards. I felt so like I was intimate.
At that moment, you and that car bonded.
Yeah.
I'll just leave this plastic piece off.
Hey, baby, you don't need that.
Jesse, what are you doing? Nothing.
Right? I got this fucking...
my truck. I forget. I think it was a light bulb.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it was, but I had to take off part of the front bumper. Mm-hmm. And I'm like thinking, this is absolutely insane.
No,
or to get the battery out. I mean, it was something really weird. I forget what I had to do, but it was like I had to YouTube it. And they're like, yep, you take this part, you pull the bumper off.
No, I remember taking the battery out. We had to take off. There was a bunch of little components that we had to take off to get the battery out. Remember?
Yes, because there's a bracket. And I get a bracket holding it in place. But to get the bracket out, you had to take something else. So GM, I love. Don't get me wrong. It's like if I'm going to buy a truck, I'm going to buy a GM truck. Mm-hmm. I'm a GM guy. But some of the complexities, and I don't know as much about Ford or Dodge. They may be the exact same, but it's
probably the same.
Some of the stuff I'm like, why?
Just all the new stuff like that.
You can just so easily make it accessible.
It's dumb. Yeah, like Alicia's car, the battery was behind the passenger seat on the floor.
Yeah, I know that is kind of a common thing in some cars, but it's like, why?
Yeah, and that was a Chevy, the Traverse, and so it's like, that is weird.
Right.
And I haven't even checked my truck, like, because it's a newer truck, so I'm pretty sure a lot of that's electrical.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of that shit.
Wouldn't it be cool if like they marketed a car like the simple car? Like this is a car that like is designed for the average person to repair it. Like blah blah blah. If you made
that person would get murdered.
Yeah, they would. I mean, it's just like, but it's so just make it easy. It's like you don't have to make it hard on purpose,
right?
Because we're still gonna figure out how to fix it ourselves if we are that kind of person. Usually I'll end up just taking it in. But I mean, but it's just like nuts. Like, what are you really as the manufacturer benefiting if people aren't going into like your shop? I don't know.
I'm like I said, I'm that type to fix things. So I'm like, I'll look at YouTube and see if it's something within where I feel comfortable.
Your scope. Yeah.
Like I've never replaced a motor and I still don't feel comfortable doing that because I would fuck that up. I already know I would try it, but I know it probably wouldn't end well.
An old school motor.
An old school motor would be easier, but like
a new motor with all the electrical shit.
Like, so my Dodge that I have outside that's been out there for a couple years now, the motor blew. I could buy a new motor.
Yeah, but then getting it.
But how I don't know what else. I don't know how to take this thing apart for one.
Right.
And I'm lazy to the point where I don't want to watch a 4-hour video. Mm-hmm. Like, okay.
Well, plus, like, if you were going to do it yourself, you've got to buy the thing to, like,
the cherry picker
in there and, like, all that. I don't know.
I could just see myself smashing my hand and then I'm fucking missing an arm or something's going on.
It just gets worse, yeah.
Like, my toe somehow gets cut off because I dropped the block on it.
I'm just not mechanical enough to know that I'm not going to F something up.
So I think that's why I liked, like, I think computers in a sense is because, like, I did the construction thing. I went to school I originally was going to try to go back to school to become a medical assistant.
Okay.
That was the plan.
That was your original goal.
Yeah. I was like, my mom did it. I kind of would help her study for her tests.
So you kind of had some background in it?
Just in the sense I would help my mom with her tests here and there. Like, I'd help her study here and there. So I knew things,
some of the terminology.
Here and there, you know? Just because of my mom. She did it for so many years.
Yeah.
And then... so I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And then they're like, oh, you're good with you like you using your hands. I'm like, yeah, well, maybe you'll like doing this. Oh, okay. And so for me, the aspect was always, oh, well, how can I fix this? How can I make this work? Right? It's like a puzzle. Like, how can I put this together? And so I think that's what like drew me for that. And I think that's what helped. I don't know. I think that aspect of computers is what got me to be like, okay, I actually do like doing this. And now, obviously, I don't do exactly that, fixing computers. I still fix things, but I don't know. It's always been like a puzzle to want to just fix things and do that. And I still want to do that. But now, you know, like you said, with all the new shit, it's like, I shouldn't.
It's so wild. Like, so, you know, YouTube shorts, they just start flying through. And one of the things that pops up is a video of this guy. He's a mechanic, and he'll talk about all the things that come in.
Yeah.
And he, like, actually tries to help people. So he doesn't just, like, do the standard thing. Like, he'll break something down more and take a look and all this stuff. Anyway, he's pretty interesting. I don't remember the guy's name, but
I like that
he shows a lot of different pieces of like the car and how they work, or you know, And I just am like, but the amount of like the diagnostic, they find these codes, and then he has to go in and he's like, okay, so first you're going to try this, and then if this doesn't work, it probably means it's one of these manifolds, and it's like, it is an entire hardwired computer system. Just like, and if you screw up one piece, the whole thing's fried.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and it's like, that's the kind of stuff where I've ruined a computer by accidentally deleting the wrong file. I'm like, I'm going to do this myself. And then I like delete the hard drive driver.
And you're like, oops.
And it's like, that's done. That's never going to come back.
There is parts on the computer, like there's the whole, like not the computer, but like the car components, like that runs all the electrical.
Right.
That I hear if you have to replace that piece, a lot of times it won't work with that car because you have to like recode or do something.
Yeah, you have to go in and like essentially program it.
I'm like, I don't
know. I know. And there must be something that they plug in that is easier. I mean, I don't think every car mechanic, this isn't denigrating them. I'm just saying most car mechanics, like in me, if I were to do it, we're not computer programmers. It's not what we do. So I doubt that everyone like learns.
I've used one of those coding things for the check engine light. And that was pretty helpful.
Is it easy? Is it fairly easy to use?
Yeah, because you'll plug it in. There's like this little like plug in underneath your like where your steering area is.
Yeah.
And you plug that in, and then you just kind of run through, and it'll check for that code. Like it'll be like, 00246.
And then you just Google that code, and
you'll do that, or depending on the meter, it'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
It'll be like, sensor, your OS sensor, or I don't know, your OBS sensor. Right. Something's not working.
Your OBGYN's off.
Yeah. You got herp. And you're like, oh shit, my car got herpes.
Yeah. What were you doing? You cheated on me.
Who changed your light bulb? Someone else's hand up in your lights.
I knew your front end looked different.
For real.
Hi, cheeky.
But I don't know. It's just weird. But no, it was helpful. But the cool thing too is with that you actually could clear the code, and so it'll take away the check engine light.
You're just like, hey, it's all good.
You know what? I know I replaced this.
I did that. Beep. Yeah, so my car right now has like the cross traffic sensor. Something is out, and it's always had something weird with it. So you get that beep in the back when you're backing up. My car was always horrible with it. It would scare the crap out of me because like it was loose or something. So this vibration sounded horrible, and it was super sensitive. So I could like be backing up and have something really far away and it would be shouting at me. So when it went out, I was like, awesome. I don't want that crap.
Yeah.
But I have all the lights everywhere and like, can I just get rid of this?
That is annoying, though.
I don't need that. It's not like the car's not going to function. It's just like a safety setting.
Well, there's like my truck has it should sense if someone's in front of you, which it shows, like it'll show like a little
that
icon.
I get because these trucks are pretty tall.
Well,
so that's good.
That's cool, but like I think it's supposed to also beep when you get close to something. And my truck is very weird in the sense that it does, but it's monthly, maybe once a month.
So it's not,
and it's only when I pull in behind Alicia's car is when I ever hear it go. Dee, 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 dee.
Huh.
But I don't know if it's supposed to brake too. But I think there's parts of my truck that should be doing something that
is not.
That it's not. I think. Again, I'm not a mechanic, but the way I think the car it should work, it doesn't. It's supposed to have like that what do they call it? Something cruise control, adaptive cruise control. Like Alicia's, I can put on cruise. A car will come in front of her.
Oh, it'll automatically.
And it'll sense that car and it'll slow down.
Oh, that's cool.
I love it.
That's cool.
And so my truck,
I've never
think it's
had
supposed
that because you just end up kicking off cruise control all the time.
You do, and then I know you can adjust like how close you could be because sometimes it's like it'll be from here to like far away, and I'm like, we can get a little closer.
Yeah.
I'm not, it won't tailgate, obviously, but you can get, I could get at least 3 car lengths.
I couldn't stop before. Like, this guy could be at a dead stop and we could keep going full force for a while.
Yeah.
Like,
So I'll adjust that, but like, it is very nice. I'm not going to lie. It'll just,
that is
it'll
cool.
slow down and it'll kind of go with the flow. And then that car will come out of the way and then it'll just speed up. And my truck, I think, is supposed to do that, but it doesn't. It'll see the car. It'll show the little icon.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Have you taken it in to get it?
I don't know. I got to take it to McCurley, but I don't think I'll ever buy a car again from McCurley.
Oh, really?
Because their service, like that whole truck, I've been waiting for. This is getting in a whole nother topic, but I bought the truck and the middle console, the little handle broke. It was broken. It was already broken.
Hasn't been fixed.
And they were like, "Well, we're gonna fix that. We're just let us know." And I'm like, "Okay, let's fix it." Okay, we're gonna call our parts department. Cool. Did you call your parts department? Oh, yeah, I'll call them. Okay, call them. Still nothing. I've had this truck now for a while, almost a year.
Yeah.
Still hasn't been fixed. Still no parts department. And then when we were trying to figure out the whole license situation, because I didn't know there was a license plate like shortage. Apparently, the prisoners aren't doing that anymore. Who would have think they make shanks out of that metal? Probably.
Yeah, maybe it's a good thing. It's funny. The prison was overrun like every month.
I know.
They were making guns out of the aluminum.
Chinese stars and shit. That's crazy. But like, but I emailed this person every Monday, same time, every fucking Monday for a month, and nothing. And it was because he was butthurt because he fucked up. Alicia had let him know, okay, you could go to this bank or go through my works bank. Well, because she works at a bank, my credit union. Go through my credit union. If this doesn't work, this is what I want. That was her option. She said that.
Yeah.
Oh. So all of a sudden she gets a flag on her and she watches her credit report like a hawk. She's like, they fucking ran my credit for another bank that's not mine. And the interest is even higher now. She's like, no, she called them and the guy was so butthurt. He was so mad. Like, it makes me mad thinking about it because I just want to choke him. Like, it was one of those, like, dude, you're acting like I'm taking food from you. Like I'm taking money out of your pocket.
They probably get a kickback.
Maybe I took a little bit of money.
Yeah, but you're the customer.
But you know, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, and through her work, we got, I'm going to say it was 3 to 4% lower on the loan than where they were trying to go. You know what I mean? So they're already trying to rape us. So their whole service was just trash. So I'll never go there again.
I will say I have never bought a new vehicle or like an RV, anything where they were honest about their follow-up care.
Yeah, they were.
Salespeople are interested in getting you to buy something. Because once you've bought it, you've bought it.
Yeah, and this was he wasn't the salesman. He was the closer.
It doesn't matter.
But yeah.
The point is they are looking at getting you into the vehicle or buying the RV or whatever. Because once you've signed the paperwork
they don't give a fuck.
Done, it's done. Like, you bought it. Their number is there. And they care about numbers. Whoever they are. I'm saying anybody, anywhere you go. Used cars, anything. Like, they want to get the sale because that's what their numbers are based, right?
Yeah.
Their sale. So they get their sale. And then I was told when we bought our RV, we were told, like, oh, we'll come to you. Like, if there's a problem, we've gone out to RV parks because, like, we take care of our people. And did I believe it? Not really, but I wanted the RV. And I'm like, yeah, okay,
I always test that shit.
I mean, yeah, the service and, like, I forget now what the issues were, but it was like you go in and it's just like,
it's like pulling teeth.
Real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, so our RV, it was brand new. It was within the year that we bought it. And we took it out with family members to a campground about an hour away in the Blue Mountains. And it downpoured. I mean, biblical rains.
Oh, yeah.
We had a piece, there was this cabinet that was filling up with water inside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the F? So we pull in the tip out, because it was the tip out, the slide, whatever you want to call it, that this was happening in. So I pulled it all the way in, and we basically hitched up and left. And like, we can't walk in the trailer now because the tip out is like the entire cabin of the thing.
It shrinks so you can't get to the back door.
You can't get to the bathroom, anything. So we just hitched up and left. And I go in, and the gal that works the counter, she's like, yeah, we'll have to see if it's under warranty. And I laughed. I go, it had better be under warranty. Like, this is a brand new trailer. We just took it out to try it, and it's flooding inside. She goes, oh, no, I'm just saying that, like, the roof and stuff, like, there is general maintenance. I go, within a year? I understand over time you're responsible for checking your roof and like
this is stuff. I'm 7 months old.
If this is all, I'm like, this is going to be covered. Like, don't even start that. I know to check the roof. This is not a normal wear and tear issue.
Yeah.
And she kind of like stopped. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That's the kind of crap. I'm just like, they don't make money off of that.
No.
So they don't care. And that's the issue with your truck. You already bought the truck. They're not going to make anything off of getting those parts.
I know.
And fixing your truck. So it's bottom line priority.
Well, I even got to the point where I'm like, dude, just, you know what? Give me the fucking part. I'll do it myself since you guys are so stupid.
But they won't even order the part.
They still have it. They've all said, they always say that the whole fucking damn, oh yeah, I'll call the parts department right now.
Yeah.
Next time I'm going to say fucking call them right now because...
I'm going to stand with you.
You know what? Go look at my paperwork where it shows that this was one of the things you're supposed to fix about last year.
Yeah.
Because I got to take it in to get... And I fucked this. I was supposed to take it in Friday to get an oil change.
Oh.
I totally spaced out. I was supposed to take it at like 8 in the morning. I totally forgot. Like an idiot. Fuck. I felt stupid. I need to take it in. But, yeah. They'll say the same thing. Sing and dance. But I gave him a 1-star review on Google. Oh, best believe after a month or so of emailing this guy, 2 days later, the service manager calls. What do we got to do to change your review?
What you told me you were going to do. Well, it's really simple.
Oh, yeah, no. Fuck, I still haven't changed that. Fuck him.
No, do it. Make it right, and then I'll give you 3 stars. Maybe.
Yeah. You know what? No, I'm not even going to do that because I'm not going to lie to the people out there. And there was other people with that same exact issue where they bought the car, they were promised this, and they still didn't deliver. It's all about delivery, man. If you do say something, you say something.
Do it.
Just do it. If you say you're going to do it
in the first place.
Yeah, don't tell me you're going to do something and don't do it. That's just like any other thing in life. If you're going to say you're going to do something and you promise or you do this, stick with that shit.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Don't backtrack.
No, that is the thing.
Is
like, what is the purpose of overselling your maintenance side? Like, what is the purpose? Everyone's going to know.
Yeah.
And it's on you. Like if somebody, and there are people that just want to complain about everything. Don't get me wrong. I get that.
I can tolerate a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's like me too. It's like it is. Sometimes it's like it's not worth it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of crap. Like when you're brand new, $30,000 RVs flooding with water, and they go to tell you like, well, this we'll have to see. It's like, are you kidding me? Turned out the manufacturer didn't put this like thick adhesive tape strip over the seal.
Oh.
It was supposed to have this seal on the outside that they didn't install. And then I was pissed because I'm like, this window is getting like water in it. I don't know if it's supposed to or not, or like if whatever. And the guy just takes caulk and like not even carefully just like shoves it on there. And like, well, I could have done that myself. Thanks. Now it looks like a brand new trailer has this like smeared.
Like he was angry about it.
He wasn't even angry. It's just like sometimes, and this is going to sound mean, but sometimes they hire people that are not the top quality people.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And they just do. And they don't think about the fact, like, maybe you care about what the trailer looks like. I don't know. It just was like one of those things.
No, there's a thing because so my last job, obviously I had a team of technicians. Mm-hmm. And some were much better at their job than others. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, it's because some actually took pride. They might have not liked the job, but they took pride in what they did. Work. So they would make sure if they set up a computer, they took pride in the fact that this looked clean for the customer. Right. And to them, because it made them, like that's how I was. If I'm setting up someone's new computer, I'm setting something up.
It reflects on you.
Yeah, right? Even my team knows they would see. I would always come in. I would clean the cables. I would make shit look pristine because, for me, it reflects on me. Like, I'm not going to give something sloppy because I don't want it to look sloppy. If I was a customer, I don't want it to look good. I want it to look good. I mean, so I don't know. I think a lot of times it's just you got to take pride in your work. Like in any kind of job, it doesn't matter what it is. Any job I've ever had, I've always taken pride in making sure I do the best I can.
Right.
I don't want to give someone something like shitty, like you just said, like caulk. Just
right.
Like, dude, I could just do that. I'm busting that on there, and there you go.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? It's just sloppy.
I could have done that.
Yeah.
And I would have done a better job.
Right.
That's the thing that irritates me is when you hire somebody because you're afraid you're going to screw it up, and then you should have just done it yourself because at least it would be your own screw up.
Exactly.
And I get like sometimes things happen. Like not everything's going to be perfect. But I mean, my God, sometimes
just do it. Be it.
And again, it's like you said, don't lie about it. Don't say that you're this like great, like, oh man, no one's as detailed as me. And then you come and throw shit together.
Oh, we're the best. I'm like, you guys are not the best. You guys are clearly the only dealership around here that's why you think you're the best.
Yeah.
You're shitty.
No, it's just, and now, I don't know.
I don't know.
And
I still got to go to them because I got to get my oil changed.
Yeah. Maybe some people really think, maybe they have different experiences, but I don't know.
And I don't know if it's my own brain, but the fact that I gave them one-star review, I feel like I'm on some kind of list, right? So if I take my truck in, they fuck it up more. And the thing is with my truck too, is the undercarriage, it was caked full of dirt, like hella dirt.
Because it was a loaner vehicle.
It was like a loaner, but they sold me like the way it was worded, the way everything was worked out. It was a new truck.
Yeah, you got the warranty and everything.
Yeah, but I got a used truck price, like everything like that. Right?
But they didn't spray wash underneath it before they gave it.
If they did, they didn't do a great job.
Because usually they detail the car before.
I pulled out like
I remember you saying
pounds of dirt, like not. And that's not exaggerating. I want to say at least
crazy.
I don't know, 6 pounds of dirt. There was just chunks of it, and then there's this like pan that kind of protects some of the stuff,
the motor and all that.
And so I unscrewed that and took that out, and that thing was, and Alicia has pictures of it, and it's full of dirt, and I put that picture.
Golly,
it was crazy. I was like using my fucking air compressor. I was just like covered in dirt.
God,
but yeah, fuck them.
It's crazy.
Pissed me off, dude. I was so mad. Not even for the dirt, but just the fact that they wouldn't just email me. All I needed was an email
or just a follow through.
That's like, dude, that's it.
You said you're going. It's a latch.
I know I've talked about that before.
You said that you were going to order it. That's in the paperwork. of what they were going to fix. It's unacceptable. Within
just give me
a
the latch.
few
I'll do it
weeks,
for
that
you.
Should be done.
Dude, yeah.
You know, and that's why most Americans have a bad
month.
taste in their mouth towards everything, is because this is how most people are used to being treated now. It's like we don't feel like anybody cares about hardly anything.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like you just get screwed by everybody all the time. Like we talked about, we had our money in this bank that Blanca wanted to try.
Oh, that's right.
And then they decided that we somehow violated their policy, which is BS.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you guys end up losing all that?
No, we finally got it back.
Oh, yeah.
But 2 years later, it was insane. We went to everybody. We went to the Attorney General. We went to the federal agencies, everything. Unless there's enough complaints about one particular thing, nothing happens. But we just kept going and going, and we're like, somebody needs to help us. Like, if we violated some law,
where is it?
Then investigate us. Like, tell us. And we made a mistake. We didn't. It was BS. But
is that bank still around?
Yeah, it's SoFi. SoFi Bank.
Oh, damn. They're the ones that got stadiums and shit.
Yeah, that's the thing that pissed me off. And like, you have enough money to buy stadiums because you're freezing people's money. This is my personal experience. I don't know about other people's experience, but my wife got a check and was like, well, we'll try putting it. I forget why. They had some thing where if you opened an account, there was some like good benefit to it or something. Well, the problem is there's no locations. It's all online. So if you try to call and complain, you get this runaround. Finally, she got some guy on the phone that actually stuck on the line and was like, oh, because every time they'd be like, oh, yeah, we see the problem. Basically, we'll click a button and it'll be solved. Yeah. And it would just go back to the beginning. It was just lip service to get you off the phone. And after 2 years, finally, this guy was like, no, this is ridiculous. So thank you, whoever you were. Because
he was a SoFi employee
worth anything at that entire establishment. And if SoFi disagrees with me, like, I would love for SoFi to actually hear this and be like, that's not true.
SoFi, you suck. I don't even like you guys either.
I would never put money in that bank. As far as I'm concerned, it's a fraudulent organization from my personal experience, because you held my money for 2 years.
For what?
2 years.
What was the illegal thing?
Very unclear. Don't know. Somehow we violated their agreement. We violated the terms of their agreement by putting a check that was given to my wife into their bank, like legitimately. It was some sort of state thing from a state job she had, and they like basically cashed her out, like, you can't be in this anymore, so here's your check. And she even called them and was like, what do I do? And they're like, well, you have to get the bank to release it.
So we can give
it was so stupid. And again, when you put your money, this is the scary thing. You give your money thinking that it's your money. Like, you know, worst case scenario, you just get it back. And then they just freeze it and don't have to tell you anything. It's like, because we violated their policy, they owed us nothing.
I wonder how many people are that didn't fight like you guys.
That's screwed. My question is like, is this just a one-time thing?
Nah,
I really find that hard to believe. But it's like when Wells Fargo got caught, right? Remember what Wells Fargo did?
Dude, I had a loan through them.
Yeah, this is like, and we did too. We had a mortgage.
I had a car.
They were using false. They would take accounts that existed and they would open false accounts using people's names and information just to get their quotas in, because, you know, that's all that matters, is getting your numbers so that you look good on a spreadsheet.
Won't that fuck up your credit?
It could, and that's why they got in so much trouble, because it was fraud.
I don't have this
Does
loan.
anything happen? Do they get anything really done? No.
Well, they're still around.
And that's my issue with SoFi, is you essentially stole my money, thousands of dollars, for 2 years. And to me, that's like a huge crime. In my mind, that is, you defrauded me. So when I see their name on a stadium, it makes me irate.
Just think, if a person was to do that, right? Steal thousands of dollars, they're going to jail.
Well, and this is the thing, is like, I feel like in today's world, all of a sudden we're in this strange world where we don't actually have freedom of speech. We're like, my own personal experience. I'm not saying everyone's had this experience. Maybe SoFi is fantastic and everyone else had a great experience.
Nope.
But like, I feel like if they did hear this, I would get some letter about cease and desist, and they'd pull me into court to try to sue me for defamation. And my thing is, I can't defame you if you're a company that exists in the public realm and my experience sucks. The only recourse I have as an individual is to speak my truth about you and what you've done to me.
Did you sign a CDA?
So, no. Non-disclosure agreement or whatever. Yeah. No NDA has been signed. We're good.
There was speaking of that though, like the whole Kendrick Lamar thing, right?
Yeah. Drake
was so butthurt through that song "Not Like Us" that he was trying to sue for words because he's so gangster that he's trying to sue.
But this is the thing that's
so funny.
I don't understand is like in the modern era now, all of these famous people are suing because of defamation. Now, traditionally, defamation was extremely difficult to actually successfully have a lawsuit for people in the public realm. So if you were famous, you basically couldn't sue for shit because you're a public figure. Like if you're a president, if you're like a governor, if you're whatever, like people can say whatever they want because it's free speech. Now, if you're a private citizen, if you're like, you know, a normal person.
And you're like, oh, Jerry's a piece of shit hoe bag.
Like, because in politics, people are going to say crap, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, it's not defamation because people know enough about you. It's either true or it's not.
Yeah.
But a normal guy, you know, like, you could lose your entire, your way to make money, everything. So it's like the law was always set up where you weren't able to even take it to court. Now, all of a sudden, every rich person's suing for stupid.
Well, and it's funny because, like, for his situation, there's been evidence of things that aren't typical of an adult to do to, like, someone underage. You know, like if I'm texting a underage girl, but I'm just here to mentor you.
Yeah. If you're changing a light bulb,
that's not going to go over well, right?
Yeah, right.
Because what is a 40-year-old man messaging of 14-year-old girl at the time,
right?
You know, like that's not right.
Yeah. There's a
so
like a
for his was like that.
Yeah, not he was saying, but why?
Like he was texting the girl from Stranger Things, and she was I think 14, 15. She was underage.
Like, what connection did he have to her?
He was just gonna mentor her or something.
Why? She's already an actress. Like. You're not an actor. You're a
But the
musician.
minute she turned 18, he said something. He had like this, oh, you're finally 18. Or like, it was very cringy. Like, bro, you've been waiting.
He legitimately said that?
Something weird like that, like on Instagram or something. There's like, there's evidence on it. So
the thing that I don't understand about our culture.
And people don't see, like, people are so blind because he's who he is that they're like,
until it's too
I love him though. And I'm like, do you see what he did? That's disgusting.
Well, our culture is so funny because, like, if you basically we're talking pedophilia here, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
I mean, in a sense,
we hate. Like, if you ask people, like, how do you feel about pedophiles? Most people are gonna be like,
pedophiles.
I hate them and they're garbage and blah. Like, you know, you get this very irate response. But do you remember who was the actress? Kind of like what you're saying. There was, she was like super famous, but she was a kid actor. Oh, Lindsay Lohan.
Okay, yeah.
Do you remember the response, like the normal joke that was out there when she turned 18? It was like a very common, and I'm not saying that every man was saying this because it's definitely not true, but like the joke in society that was acceptable was like, she's finally legal. The whole concept of that, and like, hold on, how can we have in the same space the idea that like pedophilia is horrible, which it clearly is, and then like, thank God she's 18 now. How do the two things exist?
That's
you know what
gross.
I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I just it wasn't a funny thing, and I remember like hearing it just sort of out there, and I think I'm around her age, so I was in like high school or maybe just out or whatever. But, and you know, it wasn't personal. Like, my dad never said that, or like men in my life weren't saying it. Was just stuff there on like TV or whatever. I'm like, this is, maybe it's because of the Hollywood crap and the fame crap, you know, but
there's that weird. Like, there was that Catch Me Outside girl, right?
Yeah.
Well, as soon as she turned 18, she did like an OnlyFans, right? And this was probably smart on her end. right? Like business wise. But as soon as she turned 18, she did OnlyFans, and she made like millions because there was
insane.
people in that same aspect. You're finally 18.
Yeah.
I'm gonna subscribe to whatever you have, and so it's like it's in that same like.
So bizarre. I don't know.
Is that weird, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like you were waiting though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Like you were waiting for that moment
Right.
for it to happen.
Right.
Like and she's 18. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Like basically, yeah. Anyway, whatever. I don't need to go any deeper into that. It's I don't know. It's pretty cringy.
It really is.
Pretty not okay.
Going back to drugs.
Yeah, let's talk something else.
So I was listening to Theo Vaughn like a while back, and I had screenshot this, just something that he heard from a friend that I thought was kind of a cool approach, and it's about drugs, obviously. But he says basically he goes, a friend of mine told me recently. Wait, let's backtrack. A friend of mine told me recently, said drugs is like a bill. It's like a tab you order. You keep running the tab up and running the tab up and running the tab up on your body or whatever. And at some point, God or the devil or whoever says, okay, you got to pay the tab now. And you might have to pay it with your health. You might have to pay it with jail time. You might have to pay it with your life. Nobody wants to think about that. But then you just so it's just running that tab. How long do you want to run that tab for? I was like,
because the longer you're in it, the higher the bill, the more you're gonna have.
I thought that was like a cool because like obviously I've done like drugs and I'll drink here and there, but then you start thinking about it, and you're like, God, yeah, you're right. Like I could keep doing it, but eventually you got to pay that.
Right.
That tab's going to come up, and that's
Right.
either you're going to lose your liver, or you're going to lose some lungs, or get cancer, or do this or that.
Right.
And so it's like, how long can you keep running that tab and keep playing that Russian roulette? Really, is how it is.
Right.
I always say rush in roulette, but it's Russian
roulette. Yeah.
Yeah, rush in, rush out.
Yeah. I prefer the rush out roulette, but yeah.
I've only played that game 3 times. Lost a finger once.
The dart gun. It hurts a lot when you lose.
Yeah, that's how I pierced my nose.
Piercing gun. Yeah. Oh, thank God. No. I've never really been a drug, user.
You're a drinker.
It's hard drinker. No, alcohol. But I think again, moderation is a good thing.
Yeah.
Not doing anything over the top. I want to live my life, but
live it to its fullest.
in a healthy-ish way.
No, I don't know why. I was going to bring that up earlier, but
yeah, that's all right. Well, we got into tirades about things. I'm going to end on a more positive note. So Elliot's been doing basketball for a while. We started in January, and now here at the end of February, he's finished. It's been about 6 weeks of basketball, watching him grow and develop as a little basketball player. And we did a parents versus kids game on Friday night, and it was a lot of fun. And it's one of those things. Blanca has all these videos that she took when I was out on the court. She was like, nice that you didn't take videos of me. I'm like, I just don't think about that kind of thing. I should have.
Did she say it like nice or like, I'm glad you didn't?
No, she wants me to.
Oh, okay.
And but anyway,
we're guys. We don't think about that.
I don't think about that. And I should, but I don't.
It's really hard.
But it was cool to see these little videos of him and I, like, facing off. And there's these moments in parenthood where you see that relationship you have with your child.
Yeah.
That close bond, that tight bond. And he and I have always, I was involved with him since, like you and JJ, like since they're itty bitty.
Yeah. You guys, especially since you teach and he's
comes
with you
to
all
my
the time.
school, right? I mean, he's with me before school, after, like he's with me all the time.
Yeah.
So hopefully he does okay next year when I'm not at his school, because ever since he was in kindergarten.
Well, he'll have JJ this time.
He will have JJ and his cousin. But it was really neat to
That's cool.
just see the video and one more little piece of showing like, you just have, it's not work to be there for your kid.
Yeah.
It's like, I wish every dad were that way. And,
yeah. I mean, I know I'm not always like that myself.
now you are. Yes, you are. Yes.
But no, I mean, there's times where it's like, we go off in our own world and we do our things.
Well, so do I.
But it is cool though, because like we did like JJ when he does soccer, it's the same thing. That there'll be like parents versus the kids.
Yeah.
And so it is kind of fun to go out there and compete against them and just play.
The weird thing was when I got sent out, and I don't know why they sent me out. Elliot was not out there. So I'm like, I had no idea who I was supposed to guard. I had to just jump around to whatever kid was not being guarded. It's like, oh man, come on. Let me go sit down.
The way I'd be swatting kids just to do it, I'd have to once. Like it's like you have to swat your kid once.
I have to say it was a lot of fun. I embarrassed myself. I could not make a shot to save my life. I fell one time. I am not athletic. It's pretty bad.
Did she get video of that?
Pretty sure she would have. Yeah.
It is funny though.
Anytime I play a sport, because I just don't really know what I'm doing. I never played sports, so I always end up falling at some point.
I mean, it's normal. You're gonna fall.
One of the other dads, he goes, "What happened?" I go, "I don't know. I was standing up." All of a sudden,
he tripped me. That's what you blame the kid.
Yeah, I point. The best part, Elliot and I were over by the sideline, and I went to like block him, and I technically hit the ball out, but I pointed at him. And I said, out on him. And the coach gave us the ball. And I laughed at him.
Did he laugh? Did he like, what?
Yeah, he's like, what? And then, we took the ball back, but it was pretty fun.
That's cool.
Yesterday's game, so our team has been so, I say this lovingly, bad.
Yeah.
We have reset the clock to 0 about halfway through the game because they've gotten to like, bless you.
Yeah.
They've gotten to 18 and we've been at 0. Yeah. And so at that differential at this age, they're just like, yeah, we're going to finish the game, but we're not going to keep score.
Yeah.
And this time we actually made it all the way to the end and we were within like 4 points.
That's improvement.
Huge improvement.
I mean, I bet some of the kids had it improved throughout the year.
Oh, too. They have. This coach, we were really happy with this coach. Like because they're getting older, they're 5th grade. This is technically a 5th and 6th grade team, but I think everybody was a 5th grader.
I need to get JJ into basketball.
Yeah,
just because I love playing basketball. So
it was a lot of fun to watch. And just with Elliot listens really well. So like whatever he's told to do, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So it's been fun to watch him understand the game more. I've learned more.
As a coach, that's what you want, though.
Yeah, and this coach really he was hard on the boys, but. In a really good way. I mean, I think they really learned a lot. And
a coach is like a father in a sense, right? Like these are his kids.
Yep.
He's gotta like mold them into these players, into these like little guys to better them. And the only way he's gonna do that is he's gotta be hard on them. He's gotta like show them this. You kind of messed up here. Like we don't do that.
Yep.
This is what we do. This is how we fix these things, right? Like. So being hard I think that's like part of being a coach.
See, and that's the part I love about teaching is it's kind of that same thing. You're turning these kids, not instantly, but you're guiding them towards what they're going to be in the future. And it's a big thing. It's, it's like the importance of that coaching or whatever it is, taking something and molding it into the next step.
Like, I got the next Jordan on my hands. Oh,
yeah. I got the Jordan of mathematics.
Look at him in the social studies aspect.
Yeah, this kid gets shapes. I don't know.
He's gonna be a politician.
Yeah, politician. Oh man, it's a good thing.
I don't know. It's cool being a parent.
Yeah,
it's getting back to the whole just weirdly blended thing. The whole premise of this show, right, is we're just this blended family making things work. And the kind of like circle back to that is this weekend, Cheeky, my stepdaughter, her sisters, they've been here since Friday. And they're usually at their dad's. So all her little sisters.
Oh, when you said that,
Her younger sisters, they're in the room right now.
Pretty cool.
So they got to spend the night and spend the time with her. And JJ's running around playing with them.
Yeah.
So it's cool because you hear these little kids like laughing and just being loud, and as a parent, you kind of you like that. Mm-hmm. You don't, but you do.
Yeah.
So me and Alicia, we haven't got to hear that in a long time. To hear like the kids being loud. Like you'll hear Elena and JJ playing their games and they're laughing. And
kids kind of get to different stages. that young kid noise.
But they're like running around, like just being kids. They were doing like was it like a clubhouse and stuff like that. So it was cool. Alicia's like, see, we need to have another baby.
Oh my God, no!
Guess what? She's like, what? I was like, that's not going to happen because I don't want another baby.
And grandkids
she goes,
will be coming.
But my dad had a baby later in life. So I'm like, he did, but I don't want another baby.
Right.
I don't want to be I love my kids, but there's a part of me that looks forward to just my kids are grown.
Yeah. And now you have to be a grandfather. And
I can be a grandfather. I'm cool with that. Like, but I get to, go out and I don't have to worry about the kids' schooling. There's an aspect of being a parent where you're like, you know what, me and your mama, we're going on a cruise.
Yep. A lot more money, a lot more work, a lot more, everything. Kids are great. Like if it happened, it happened. But
I don't want to have no baby. I'm going to be 45 this year.
And I'm the same way. I'm like, nope.
This guy just had a birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, 39.
Thank you. Such a great. I am
on Friday. Like I was going to give you those golf balls on Friday.
Oh yeah. By the way,
they've just been sitting in here.
Nice. Little Titleist golf balls.
Courtesy of Fred Myers.
Nice. I miss golf.
There's some. That's a thing I've been noticing about golf. Buying golf balls anyway. Is they're recycling them?
Yeah, that's cool.
Like those are like.
Yeah. I wonder how they do that.
They probably just go to the fucking golf range and fucking find the good ones.
I wonder if they take,
I think they clean them up. Some of them, because some of them, there were some.
Oh, I guess you can kind of see maybe.
Well, no, there was somewhere you could see like
a little bit.
You could see like a Sharpie on there.
Pretty good shape, yeah. Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I seen somewhere you could see like Sharpie markers or discoloration.
Maybe this is from like the pros,
Maybe
the pros use them, and
Tiger Woods,
because they don't. They use a golf ball like once,
every shot. Just change it out.
Truly, it's like no joke. They'll use brand new all the time. My dad golfs with a buddy that is good enough that he does not use one golf ball very long. He doesn't lose them. He just.
I use the same golf ball for multiple.
Until it's a rock. Until I lose it, which is usually like 10 minutes. But
we get third hole in. I'm gone.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm really liking the Columbia Park golf course. I think I'm going to be doing a lot of that this spring and summer.
When was the last time you guys went golfing? I haven't gone golfing at all.
Blanc and I golfed a lot in the fall, and we were going like a couple nights a week. But I think that was done by the end of October. Whenever it was that it really got dark early. That was when we couldn't make it in time.
Now that I got Fridays off, I think I'm going to probably golf a little more. I actually got to meet my buddy Efren because I'm going in on basically I can go to Canyon Lakes.
Oh yeah, you're going to be a part of that.
Kind of. I better be fucking. It's going to be a little bit. It's like $400.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So I'll be able to, I think, golf like on a weekends if I want kind of thing.
That's cool.
I think that's how it's going to work. I got to ask him. I got to talk to him about that later. But
nice. That's cool.
But, I got to waste my money on something.
Right.
Not that I'm balling, but, I just feel like wasting my money.
It's fun. No, I know what you mean.
But as long as I'm not doing the tournament thing, because that was
a little tough.
Yeah, because sometimes I just didn't feel like going.
I don't want to compete. I just want to play.
It's not even that. Well, no, it is that kind of because
it makes it a little more.
I like doing a mulligan here and there. I'm trying to improve, so I know I'm not. I'd rather just, if I have to redo a shot, I'm cool with that. Let me redo my shot.
Right.
I'm not going to use it at, Yeah, I don't know. Fuck you guys. I want to redo it because whatever. As long as the marshal ain't on me, hey.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is like that's where I'm starting to go back towards the smaller courses. I was really liking the bigger courses, but I'm not that good. And I like feeling that stress-free environment where, as long as you're not holding people up, but it's like
there's an exercise we do that I always think about golf over there at the gym. You
the
like
hammer
hold the weight
throw deal. Yeah.
Like, so I'll even hold my hands like I'm swinging a club. I'll have the weight in my hand. I'm like swinging it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. Once golf starts, if my swing's different, it's probably the same. It still sucks.
I can hit this golf ball a quarter mile.
To the left or right, but it ain't going straight.
I know.
You see that car over there? Oh, I'm hitting it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You have a question of the week?
I don't.
God, I'm sucking at the end of this. Sorry for the yawn.
Oh, see, speaking of Efren, he just texted
There you go.
about 20 minutes ago. But anyway, yeah, I don't have a question.
What's your fondest memory with your kid?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, like everyone's probably got a memory that sticks out.
There's always those core memories.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a few.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I know, like with Elena, it was probably when I used to take her for walks. Like I would before me and Blanca were already split, but like I didn't have a place yet. I remember I would just come see Elena and I would take her in the stroller and we'd go walk around. Like I'd walk her down to like Kennewick High School.
Oh yeah.
I'd come back and I'd do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or take her with me to the mall or do something.
Yeah.
Just do something like that. I need to do that more. I still don't do that stuff.
I hear you. I remember with Elena one time she opened up to me about stuff that was like, uncomfortable. Like some of the stuff where you don't want to necessarily hear, but you're glad that they talk to you.
Yeah.
That was a good memory with her. Just the fact that she felt comfortable enough
to say something.
Yeah. And then Elliot, I think most recently was just that basketball piece, or Yeah, but there's always those little times with your kid. Or sometimes you just look at them, Yeah,
I took JJ to get his haircut yesterday, but like I think it was a couple days ago. I was just looking at him, I'm like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
This guy's getting old.
Your heart just feels.
Yeah, well, he has his coat on and he's like lifts it up and the sleeves come down here. And I was like, didn't you just got that on Christmas?
I know.
Literally. He got this like sweater coat thing from his on Christmas. Mm-hmm. And now it's too small.
They're at that age. They're going to be shooting out like weeds.
I mean, I know he ain't going to be like the biggest kid. I was never the biggest kid, obviously, but he's starting to stretch. Mm-hmm. You can see it.
Elliot, I always thought would be one of the tallest kids. He's not one of the biggest kids right now. It's kind of weirding me out.
I just seen. I went to pick JJ up from school the other day, and his son Bodie. I seen him. I was like, God damn. I told JJ, I was like, damn, Bodie's gotten big. Mm-hmm. He looks older. Like you can see it in his face. Like it's crazy.
It's wild. The end of 5th grade, man. They change.
Yeah. This kid used to call me Papa. Hey, Papa. Fuck, dude, I ain't your daddy. You're gonna get me in trouble, man. Anyway, you guys have a good week.
Yeah, another week down. Keep plugging away, man.
Yeah, we still have some guests coming up, I think. We're still working on that current lady. We just got to find a time.
This is the time. We'll hopefully within the next few weeks we'll figure out some time that works. And now you're working out of the house now.
Yeah,
so
but I can
both of our schedules to work around. But
I got Fridays off, and then there's gonna be times I can just work from home too.
Gotcha. So. And I know spring break.
I can make it work.
The first week in April, I've got a whole week.
Nice.
We can line them all up.
One after another.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Just weirdly blended.